you can watch it. Yeah. All right. So let's go. Very well. So it's done. Oui, sat. I'm scared of this. All right. So let's start, guys. Okay. Here we go.
For finding out what's going on in the waters around you. As you know, our oceans are in danger.
Okay.
By the time I'm
One more time.
Unit 3, A Better Future. Page 26. Listening. The waters around you. Welcome to Ocean Watch, your source for finding out what's going on in the waters around you. As you know, our oceans are in danger. By the time I'm finished with this program, people will have dumped another 100 grams of trash in our oceans. But today's show isn't about the problem, it's about the solution. The Project Aware Foundation is an organization in the United Kingdom, the United States, and Australia. It helps divers protect the ocean and support their diving communities. If the oceans are cleaner, all divers benefit. Some members of AWARE developed a special project, Dive for Debris. Scuba divers do a lot of volunteer work for this project. The volunteers choose an area in the ocean. They then organize a dive to collect trash in that area. They report the amount of litter they find to Dive for Debris. They go back to the area several times. Reporting the litter helps Dive for Debris learn about problems in a specific area. For example, is the litter plastic, glass, metal, or e-waste? Dive for Debris plans to keep on collecting more information about specific areas. After they collect enough information, they will be working with local waste management companies to help stop littering in those areas. So far, over 1,600 volunteer divers have collected ocean debris for the project. Many more will be volunteering in the future. Tara Lawrence, a Dive for Debris volunteer, feels great about her work. I know I'd never ever be famous or make $1 million doing this, but I feel good about cleaning up the ocean. I figure that if I do this for 20 years, I will have collected a lot of trash. Every little bit helps. Some divers organize fun diving events for Dive for Debris. For an event in Dublin, Ireland, divers get tea, coffee, and snacks after the dive. They can also win an award for the most unusual piece of debris found. If you're interested in organizing a dive, visit Dive for Debris' website for more information. You will be helping future divers and ocean life for years to come.
Okay. All right. So now we listen a second time and now you can try to answer. How do you understand like from 1 to 10? From 1 to 10, like how much you understood about this audio? Other than the end, yeah. 10, 8, 5. Yeah. Okay. Very well. So here we go again. So one more time.
Vocabulary. Achievements. Exercise 4. Match the pictures with the correct words. Then listen, check, and repeat. 1.
Become famous. G.
That's not the one. Again. Hold on.
Unit 3. A Better Future. Page 26. Listening. The waters around you. Welcome to Ocean Watch, your source for finding out what's going on in the waters around you. As you know, our oceans are in danger. By the time I'm finished with this program, people will have dumped another 100 grams of trash in our oceans. But today's show isn't about the problem, it's about the solution. The Project Aware Foundation is an organization in the United Kingdom, the United States, and Australia. It helps divers protect the ocean and support their diving communities. If the oceans are cleaner, all divers benefit. Some members of AWARE developed a special project, Dive for Debris. Scuba divers do a lot of volunteer work for this project. The volunteers choose an area in the ocean. They then organize a dive to collect trash in that area. They report the amount of litter they find to Dive for Debris. They go back to the area several times. Reporting the litter helps Dive for Debris learn about problems in a specific area. For example, is the litter plastic, glass, metal, or e-waste? Dive for Debris plans to keep on collecting more information about specific areas. After they collect enough information, they will be working with local waste management companies to help stop littering in those areas. So far, over 1,600 volunteer divers have collected ocean debris for the project. Many more will be volunteering in the future. Tara Lawrence, a Dive for Debris volunteer, feels great about her work.
I know I'm never gonna become famous or make $1 million doing this, but I feel good about cleaning up the ocean. I figure that if I do this for 20 years, I will have collected a lot of trash. Every little bit helps.
Some divers organize fun diving events for Dive for Debris. For an event in Dublin, Ireland, divers get tea, coffee, and snacks after the dive. They can also win an award for the most unusual piece of debris found. If you're interested in organizing a dive, visit Dive for Debris' website for more information. You will be helping future divers and ocean life for years to come.
All right, so now with this second time, hope you were able to understand and answer some of the questions. So basically, this is like a program, right? I don't know if a TV program or a radio program, and they're interviewing people, right? So in this case, the divers in Dive for Debris, you know what debris is? You know debris? Se escribe debris, but it's debris. No. So debris is another way of saying waste, trash. Yeah. Actually, for example, when there's an earthquake and all like the buildings collapse, you call that debris. Eso se llama debris, right? Como cuando hay un terremoto y eso lo que queda, eso es debris, right? But in this case, debris is similar to trash. So yeah, we have the program is called Dive for Debris, and it's for professional divers or for volunteers?
For volunteers.
Volunteers. Yeah, so my question is for you guys. Have you ever volunteered? Have you ever volunteered
So, kind of like that here
in the hotel?
in the hotel. yes.
Okay.
So we go to clean like the mango, right?
Uh-huh.
We pick all the trash, so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and they do that like once or twice.
But is it volunteering or they tell you, if your boss tells you, hey, we're going to clean? No, it's volunteering?
That would be one.
Okay, so you can decide to go or not. Okay, very well.
The same with I was working the Royal Chick, the Calidad, and let's say the
Ah, caridad, very well. So in English you say charity, 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 pero se pronuncia como charity.
the charity,
Uh-huh.
say the different areas for different apartment. And you say, I need the 2 people, 3 people for the help, they clean the mangrove and the beach, and they will say, go, have to go, they clean the table.
Mhm.
Yeah, and for my boss, they say, you go, they clean the beach.
Mhm. For volunteer?
No, it's for the say the boss. for
Okay.
me.
So you never volunteer?
No, I.
Okay, very well.
I think he did.
And what about you, Fidel? Have you ever volunteered?
Yes, sometimes
Yeah?
here when emergencies. Like to figure
Mhm.
some area hotel. I took
I took in past, okay. All right. And you, Marina, have you ever volunteered?
Yes, the same in human resource here
Uh-huh.
and in the school when I in the beach, uh, recoger cargazo too.
Okay. And how does that make you feel? How do you feel about picking up or cleaning the sargasso, cleaning seaweed? Cool, yeah, all right. What about you, Alejandro? Yeah, okay. Have you ever done this activity? Have you ever volunteered?
Yes, I have. I have been volunteering
In a company?
in a company called the Trump. That company makes courses for young people, and it's about sex education and
It's about what?
sex education and
Sexual education. And who do you teach?
I teach about
No, but who? Who? Kids?
no
Ah.
young people.
Young people. Okay, very well. All right, that's good, right? My cousin just will have a baby and he's 17 years old. My cousin, yeah. And they tried to abort. The sad thing is they tried to abort the baby, but it didn't work because they didn't go to the hospital. And now the baby is born, but the baby is not healthy. So not very smart, not very smart there. Okay, well, usually when you do these activities, you can feel like the activity is rewarding, yeah? Rewarding is like satisfying, algo que te satisface, una actividad. Rewarding no es tanto como satisfying, satisfying is like eating or anything, that gives pleasure. But eso es satisfying, pero rewarding va más allá, rewarding is like you feel good with yourself, it makes you feel accomplished. Yeah, accomplished is like happiness, I feel happy, but you feel accomplished, it means I feel happy about my achievements, I feel happy about my life, so I feel accomplished. So very often people, you can be happy at times, everyone can be happy, right? If I tell you a joke, maybe you're happy at that moment. Si yo te digo un cuento, un chiste, a lo mejor estás feliz en ese momento. But when your whole life is like this, cuando tu vida completa es así, entonces te puedes decir, I feel accomplished. O sea, me siento satisfecho con mi vida. I feel accomplished. Maybe because of my family, anything. You can say, I feel accomplished. Yeah. Realizado. Esa es la palabra. So, accomplished. Realizado. Yeah. I think that's the objective of most of us, right? We want to feel accomplished no matter what, right? Okay, so here you have a couple of achievements. This is what makes some people feel accomplished, right? Muchas veces situaciones una persona sentirse así. Now, in my case, I have volunteered many times. We have been to some communities in Oaxaca. For example, there's there's a town that is called Huautla de Jiménez. I don't know if you ever heard about that. The community in Oaxaca. No. Do you know María Sabina?
No.
Yes.
You know the hallucinogenic fungi. Somos But this area, so Maria Sabina is this witch, like, well, not witch, but it's like, like, kind of priest, una sacerdotisa o algo así de esa comunidad. And she makes like, she uses they use the fungi que usan los hongos para curarse con chakras. Muy famosa María Sabina, she received the famous artists Well, the point is, this community is very famous, but it's very poor. So there are communities where it, like, I mean, Huautla has everything, like electricity. But we went to some communities that are there like forgotten, we see forgotten by government, you know, forgotten by government, so no hacen nadie. Like, there's no electricity, no hay electricidad en esas comunidades. There's no water, no se use de agua. And there are big communities, like, I don't know, like 100 people or something. And some of them even don't speak Spanish, like older people don't speak Spanish. They speak their dialect, más fingers, so say around something. Los grandes no hablan español, hablan español. So it was really impressive to be in these communities, you know, and not be there. You're really grateful that you have something to eat. We have to kill chicken to eat. You know, it's very beautiful. I think that it really makes you, because we really didn't post pictures about it. We didn't want to be like famous and like making TikToks or videos or reels about it. We just went there, we helped, and we made friends. And yeah, we still have friends from that community. But it's beautiful. It's so hard to get there. Like, yeah, if you already arrived to the main city, de la ciudad principal, son 6 horas. Like there are not even roads.
What city? What city? Yeah.
Hualca de Jimenez is close to, is like 2 hours away from Teotitlán. Teotitlán is close to Tehuacán. Yeah. So you go to Tehuacán, then you drive 2 hours to Teotitlán, and then you go like 6 hours in the central range, la Sierra Madre. Sí, todos son comunidades en la sierra. Yeah, but they, it's also encouraging, like, they don't have any country, how is it not fault, like this, you know, and people live like this, you know? I know what you never miss is Coca-Cola. Eso está en todos lados, sí, Coca-Cola. Okay, well, so some people try to feel accomplished, right, and they have different achievements. So which of these for you is the most important? We have becoming famous, break a record, develop a project, do volunteer work, make $1 million, start a business, support a community, or win an award. Which of these is the most important for you? Like, which one would you put first? Like, I want this. The top,
The developer, project.
develop a project, right? And which one would you put last? For example, my case, I wouldn't like to be famous. I wouldn't like to be famous. You? Would you like to become famous? Would you like to be famous?
No, I won't.
No? My case, I think that you lose a lot of prize. And you don't feel that good. Yeah.
Teacher, what does mean when they did, sorry, you want win in our world, you cannot win.
We don't hour and I don't pay. Yeah. Sometimes people in companies, they win awards and they take them places, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Win an award. All right. So now, according to the pictures we have here, you will tell me. So which of these matches, you know? For example, we have here in letter A, so it will be make $1 million. Okay, would you like? I think we all would like, right? Okay, very well. B. Yes, start a business. Exactly. C.
He is break a record.
Break a record. Okay.
C
No, I think C is
is,
do volunteer work. Exactly.
I think the D is to break the record.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes, D.
He is
Support the community.
Support the community. E.
he is break a record.
Break a record. Mhm. There are very strange records. I think the person with long, you know, the person with the longest nails. No? Yeah, these are nails. How can they do that? I don't understand. Okay, let me close this. It's disgusting, huh? Okay, what about which is okay, letter E is win an hour, right? F, I think start a business or develop a project could be. Maybe develop a project because here is start a business in letter B. All right. Okay. H, where it's break a record, and G is becoming famous. Okay. So tell me, please, what are the achievements you feel the proudest about? What are the achievements that you feel the best about? What is your greatest achievement? ¿Cuál es el que sienten más orgullosos? Your achievement. Tell me one achievement that you would like to share. Flor, or what's your name? Delmi. Okay, sorry, I need to memorize it. Okay, so tell me, what is one achievement you feel proud about?
Speak another language is
Mhm.
I'm proud of it. Learn more, so that's something.
Mhm. Okay, very well. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Marina? Tell us an achievement. Okay, very well. That's a good achievement. Yeah, that's beautiful. What about you, Fidel? What's your favorite achievement or the one you're proud?
Other language.
Mm-hmm. To speak other language. Okay, very well. That's a good achievement. Alvaro?
No, okay.
Angel, sorry.
Here in the, right now, in the company.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Works. Become the works.
exactly. Okay, that's a good one. Thank you. And Alejandro, one achievement.
I think the last one was get my motorcycle.
Okay, very well. That's one when you get something you work hard for. And in your opinion, guys, how would you define success? Well, how would you define success for you? What is the meaning of success? I think that is important because, well, that defines everything you do in life, no? So if you feel you're successful, you continue doing what you think you are being successful in, right? So in your opinion, if you tell you, if someone tells you, I'm a successful person, we usually think because a person has a lot of money, no? But what do you think is really to be successful? Your opinion. Just for conversation in English. What do you think?
Maybe be in harmony with your ambience
Yeah,
and you.
okay. What do you think, guys? Someone else would like to share your opinion?
It's successful this way, like you said before, it's not only the material tangible things,
Mhm.
also if you're happy, thinking about your family, everyone is fine, I mean, at home, you're a good mother, good daughter. For me, that makes to be a successful.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we think about, I'm sorry. No, you finish. Okay, very well. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about, I like an artist. There are many artists that I like. Kurt Cobain, he's from the band Nirvana. You know, Kurt Cobain. You know Amy Winehouse? Yeah. Well, these two guys are like one of my favorite artists. They are dead. The interesting thing, they died when they were 27 years old. In fact, they call it the club of the 27, because they always die when they're 27. Like they're super famous, super successful, and then they commit suicide or they die at 27. It's like, for me, because many of them they die because of suicide. So I'm like, is that really successful, you know, to reach, to get all that money, to get all that fame for what, right? There's people who live, for example, 70 years or 80 years, and they can spend time with their family. Maybe they're not rich, but they can spend a lot of good moments. So I sometimes think about it. I don't know how to define success, but I think that success is doing something we need, you know, to have a direction. For me, that is success, you know, going in that direction. Even if you don't reach, but you are in the correct direction. So for me, that's success. What about you? Do you have any other opinions? Obviously, you have $1 million. Well, they are always welcome. Yeah. Okay. Very well. So now let's keep this topic. Let's introduction. We're going to talk about, like you see, we are talking about situation, right? About the millionaire, like going deep conversation. Sometimes your English, like everything you say in English can be formal or a bit informal. Like I could tell you, ma'am, would you fancy some coffee? May I offer you some coffee, ma'am? Or I could simply say, one cup, you want cup? Yeah. So everything you say in English, you can make it more, you can manipulate, let's say, the language of the way so that it's more formal. But not only that, but you can be more dramatic or give an extra effect to something. Yeah. So before going here to conditionals, I want to tell you what I'm talking about. And is this topic, this is called inversion. All right. This is a topic that is usually considered very advanced. Okay, here. Very well. So now we go here. Oh no. Okay. Inversion. Now think about any word, right? So you could say someone, I love you, right? You can use something to make this expression more interesting, you know. Sometimes you only say, you say love for many things. I think that sometimes people say I love, like I love pizza, and then they say I love you, you know, like it's the same thing, it's the same level. But I think that love is a word, personally, it's not English, but I think that love is a word that you shouldn't use in vain. You know, it's like only you use love with when you really feel it. But how can you make this expression sound more emphatic, more dramatic, more interesting? You can do something very, very easy, that is just doing the next thing, right? So in English, just you know that if you say I don't love you, using the auxiliary verb means no te amo, right? But you can also use the language and say I do love you. Have you ever heard about this? Someone saying I do love you, no?
No.
Or instead of saying I think, you could say I do think, no? All right. So these expressions, when you use do, you're using inversion, right? Inversion is like making a question, something similar to a question, right? When you say, have you eaten pizza, right? So the expression in affirmation is you have eaten pizza. So the question is using inversion, right? Because you replace the have with you. That's why it's called inversion, porque reemplazamos el auxiliar con el sujeto. Eso se llama inversión. But when you use the auxiliary verb like this, you know, this is I love you, sino que le agregas el do. I do love you. So you make it more interesting. You make it more advanced. And it means I really love you. Yeah. I really love you. It's como yo sí te amo, you know? Or you can use it when the other person tells you, for example, I don't love you. Si alguien te dice, I don't love you, is you can say, but I do love you, pero yo sí, ¿no? Entonces el do sería como cuando decimos sí en español, no yes, sino yo sí, no? I do think, yo sí pienso, I do think. So if you want to say just think, yeah, you could say, I do think, you know, like yo de veras pienso, I do think. So it's more interesting. Other case you can use this topic is when you use the past. Sometimes it's hard to believe, you know. For example, I want to say, I don't know, did you finish the report, right? Terminaste el reporte, and you could say yes. No, yes, I finished the report. But let's imagine that the person doesn't believe you. La persona no te cree o no sé. Entonces tú le dirías, o dice, no, you didn't finish your report. Entonces aquí tú, por ejemplo, podrías decir en lugar de esto, dirías, I did finish my report. I did finish my report. En vez de poner I finished, eso es yo de veras, yo realmente, o sea, créeme, I did finish my report. Or instead of saying you lied, mentiste, y quieres sonar más dramático, you lied to me. Entonces dirías, you did lie to me. Tú de veras me mentiste. Es como, you really lied to me. And you see, it's very simple. That's the thing that actually these sentences, for example, imagínense esta oración es como de nivel intermedio, you could say. But now you use this, and now your sentence is very advanced. Actually, inversion is one of the most advanced topics you can see. It's not that difficult. You only add the auxiliary verb. Y ya esta oración es muy más avanzada. Let's see through level. Let's change some other examples. So then if you want when we read books or poetry, you know, the English, sometimes we think English is a very boring language, you know. And we think that English is not interesting because people are tan soso, no? Tan directo, tan weak. But you know, actually when poets use English, like there are good poets. My favorite poet, for example, is Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah. It's about he's a bit crazy, but he writes like a kind of sad things, but like reflections, you know. His name is Edgar Allan Poe. You know, when you read your favorite artist or Shakespeare, you know, you see like the resources.
Why,
Yeah.
is the name, the people, the.
A poem? Un poema?
What is
Well,
What is the poem you like?
I like The Black Cat. I recommend you to read this. What else? Lonely Nights, maybe? I don't know. Uh-huh.
Something like that.
You know him? Yeah. So yeah, so he has many, but you know, I want to say you like there was a time like some years ago, I think that I was going through a very dark time, you know, and sometimes when you are sad, I think that's something that helped me. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but I listened to sad music, I read sad poems, and that helped me. Right now, I don't like this kind, but when I used to be very sad, like listening to sad music, it helped me. I don't know why, but yeah, it has very interesting topic, poems. There's another one, like very famous poem that is Captain, Oh My Captain. Yeah. It's like it's about the death of Abraham Lincoln. Es un poema, se lo aprenden los niños todos en los colegios, así, de Abraham Lincoln. And there are even contests. Hay incluso competiciones de leer ese poema. I want to just play this, but you know, English is alive. The problem is that when you hear it from artists, como que a veces lo asociamos mucho con la superficialidad, ¿no? Like a veces escuchamos a los políticos, a los artistas, de como que, ¿qué tiene esto de romántico, ¿no? But it's beautiful, you know?
By Cola,
You,
the Woodland School.
you hear to it, it's very,
O Captain, My Captain by Walt Whitman. O Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every rack. The prize we sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people all exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. But oh heart, 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 oh the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. O Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills, for you bouquets and ribbon wreaths, for you the shores are crowding.
you know, it's like user resources, like people used to make a use of English that you wouldn't recognize because nowadays people just, they diminish the language, I think. Sometimes they, like, you know, the use of slangs or some phrasal verbs. And English didn't used to be like this, right? So you can read something, you can read some poems if you like, some books. There's my favorite author from books, for example, for me is Isaac Asimov. He's Russian, but he's like American and Russian. And he's about science fiction. If you like science fiction, there is a book that is my favorite that it's called The End of Eternity. And it's very interesting. He is the creator of I Am Robot. Es el creador de Soy Robot. You know? Yeah. Julio Verne también, ¿no? Julio Verne. This is like my favorite. This is my type of literature. Yeah. So what thing you find in this kind of, let me show you now for the next exercises. We had it here. What's it called? All right. Check here. Was working on this. So in these exercises, you have a phrase, you know, John had never been to such a fantastic restaurant, right? John nunca había estado en un restaurante tan fantástico. But this sentence that could be like, I don't know, maybe B1, B2, una frase de intermedio. We can make it more advanced. You can surprise the guest. Sometimes you want to give instructions, you want to be more dramatic. You can do something very simple. You just add here, never at the beginning, which is the adverb. And you just write the sentence like this. Eso es la inversión, ¿ya? Cambiar un poco de lugar, eso. Entonces, en vez de decir John had never, es never had John. Ahora es más poético, you know, más dramático, más enfático, yeah. Never have John been to such a fantastic restaurant, you know. So that's when you are with friends and you want to say something and impact, you can use these phrases, you know. So you can say, never had John been to such a fantastic restaurant. Okay. All right. So let's check the next one. In number 2, it's in no way I in no way want to be associated with this project. De ninguna forma es la expresión in no way. You can also say in English, by no means, de ninguna forma. Yeah, you say by no means, or you can say no way, no way. No, de ninguna forma. No way, yeah, by no means, in no way, right? So this is the phrase that we write at the beginning and we say, in no way do I gotta go do, you know, because the sentence is in simple present, but I say, in no way do I want. Entonces, ¿cuál suena más dramático? In no way, or in no way do I want to be associated with this project. So just by making these few changes, you make the sentence more dramatic. Instead of saying, you will never hear from me again. Okay. Nunca volveremos a hablar, ¿no? Nunca volverás a escuchar de mí. You would say, never will you. Never will you hear from me again. Y te vas indignado, ¿no? Esta segunda frase es más dramática, está más cargado de sentimiento, solamente cambiando de lugar las palabras, ¿no? Es decir, you will never, never will you. Okay? Or instead of saying, you will never find someone like me. Nunca encontrarás a alguien como yo. Entonces, más poético, ¿cómo sería? Never will you. Never will you find someone like me. Okay? Okay. Sometimes when you give instructions, like very hard instructions, like como una instrucción, una indicación que dar muy fuerte, también se suele utilizar así. Then we have this other sentence. Can you please help me, Marina, to read this sentence?
They had those smaller,
Mm-hmm.
eaten dinner than spending pressure on the dining table.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very well. So, what does it mean? Well, we have expression no sooner. No sooner than significa apenas. O no después de mucho tiempo, you know? No sooner. It's like immediately or right after, justo después, right after, you know? So in English, you could say, if this sentence says, how do you understand this sentence? What does it say?
What means sailing?
It's like, apenas ya habían terminado de comer. And the ceiling is el techo, crashed onto the dining table, like collapsed, fell, right? Like they were dining, they stood up, and the ceiling crashed, all right? This is significa no sooner, right? So how could I make this sentence more advanced, more dramatic?
No.
No sooner had they. Mhm. Yeah. So no sooner had they eaten dinner than the ceiling crashed onto the dining table. Okay, then we have the expression that is scarcely. Scarcely is the same. It's como apenitas, you know. I had scarcely finished writing my essay when the examiner announced the end of the exam. Right, apenas terminé cuando se anunció el fin del examen. So instead of saying, I had scarcely, you would say, scarcely had I. Scarcely had I. Yeah. Yes, like scarcely had I. All right. Scarcely had I finished writing my essay. How about this one? ¿Saben lo que quiere decir seldom?
No.
Hi, how are you? No? How are you? Welcome. Seldom is like sometimes, algunas veces. Yeah. So in English, you could say, I seldom leave my house early. Es como rara vez dejo mi casa tan temprano. So you could say, seldom do I. Seldom do I leave my house so early. Okay. Now try to do this, the same, to do the next thing now yourselves. Hagan este por su cuenta. Okay. People rarely appreciate this musician's talent. So now please write, how would be this, but more advanced? Rarely do people, exactly. Rarely do people appreciate this musician's talent. Okay. We would understand what had happened that night only later. entenderíamos lo que había pasado esa noche solamente después. So in English, you write this. The expression is only later. Only later would we understand. So pick up a phrase from your favorite author, from your favorite poet, you know, una frase de alguna película, de un autor, envíenla por WhatsApp, you know, if we are trying to rewrite the sentence, if possible, si es posible, hagan la oración más dramática. Just using this. Sometimes when you want to give instructions, you just try to be more dramatic, you just use this. Okay? All right. So try to find your favorite artist, your favorite author, your favorite poet, and you try to rewrite the sentence to make it more fun. Okay? Remember, this topic is called inversion. I will send you some homework too to practice this. And okay, guys, so we have finished for today. So take care and see you in the next class. See you on Friday. Okay, goodbye. Isa, Isa. I know. Please, goodbye. Take care. See you in the next class. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. Yes, goodbye.
Thank you.